My name is Barbara Ulmer, and this is Marty Clemens and Rebecca Wagner, and we're going to be doing a beginning Iyengar yoga class. Very basic and something that you can use at home to start your own practice. So we'll start with Tadasana. Join your feet, take the thighs back, lift the rib cage off the waist, release your shoulder bones back behind you, and have your arms next to your, not next to your torso, but in line with your torso, away from the torso. And your head sits right on top of the spinal column. Breathe normally. All yoga breathing during the asanas are done through the nose. Inhale, exhale through the nose. And then inhale and raise your arms until they're parallel to the floor. Now take your arms back into your shoulders. So your arms are extended, hands are extended forward. And then inhale your arms up. Reach your fingers toward the ceiling and release your shoulders without letting your rib cage drop. Keep extending up, reaching up, and keep the shoulders moving away from the ears. So if you were to look at yourself from the side, your ears, your hips, your outer ankle bones would be in line with one another, and straighten the arms. Extend up through the fingers. And then bring your arms down to your sides. Come back into Tadasana. So balance your weight across the feet. And then inhale your arms up again. Interlace your fingers. Turn the palms away from one another. Straighten your elbows. And lift your arms over your head. Again, your biceps are right next to your ears. So squeeze the biceps in toward your ears. Keep your head level. Don't look down. And keep straightening your elbows. Reach your hands up toward the ceiling. Good, and then release your fingers and bring your hands back to your sides. Now this time lift your arms up. Interlace the opposite way. So if you had the little finger down below, change the little finger placement. Turn your palms out. Extend your arms over your head. Now make sure that you're lifting through the center of the chest. And keep lengthening through the side body. Release your shoulders. So keep moving the shoulders down away from the ears. Good. And then release your hands. Release your arms. Coming back into Tadasana. Inhale your arms up from the sides. Exhale your thumbs into your chest. And go ahead and walk your feet apart about 4 feet. Reach out through the hands. Now your feet should be, your little toe should be in line with your outer heel. And press the 4 corners of the feet down. Extend through the arms. Lift the tricep up to grip the bone. Release your shoulders. And then turn your right thigh. Turn your right foot 90 degrees. Turn your left foot in. Imagine that your head, your shoulders, your hips are in a straight line. And you're just going to come down and place your hand on a block. So move your arms away from one another. Keep breathing. And as you look at Marty here, her head is forward, her torso is forward. So we want to bring her head, her shoulders, and her hips in a straight line as she turns and gazes up at her outstretched hand. And the same thing here with Becca. Your right hip moves forward, and that's what allows that torso to come back. Her arms are moving away from one another. She's pushing down with her right hand, extending up with her left, and connecting into the floor with the outer edge of her left heel. And then to come up, you feel as if someone's pulling you up by your left hand, and then change sides. Turn your left thigh. Turn your left foot 90 degrees. Turn your right foot in. So that heel is out and the foot is in. The thighs actually turn away from one another. So this right thigh turns this way. The left thigh turns this way. And as she extends out through her arms, she wants to try to keep her head, shoulders, hips in a straight line and come down. Go ahead and exhale down. Don't forget to breathe. So you can see here with Marty, if I move her butt forward, if she moves her butt forward, and that torso comes back, she's in a straighter line. Then turn and gaze up at your outstretched hand. Separate the arms. Good. And then feel as if someone's pulling you up. Turn your feet parallel and walk your feet back. Come back into Tadasana. Okay, Adho Mukha Shavasana, which is downward facing dog. So we'll start on our hands and knees. Spread the fingers. Have your shoulders directly over your hands and your knees under your hips. So your feet are on the same line that your hands are on. And you'll straighten your arms, straighten your legs, move the torso back towards your legs. Your sternum is moving in, your chest is moving in towards your thighs. And once you're up, let the head drop. Straighten the legs. So the chest, you want to move the chest in toward the thighs, lift up out of the shoulders. You can see how easily she went. And the head is released, elbows are straight, the back of the legs are straight. So if you lift the kneecaps and activate the quads, that will help you keep that leg straight. And breathe. And keep lengthening your rib cage up toward your hips. Good. And then come back down. You can either come down in a reverse push-up like Becca's doing, or come down into child's pose, which the feet are together and the knees are apart, and she rests her head and rests her arms. So in between the asanas, you will take a little teeny rest. And the rest is to observe what happened in your body and to sometimes recover. Okay? So we're going to come up. And if you have a blanket, take a blanket, kind of a hard blanket. It needs to be pretty firm. And we're going to sit on it. So lengthen the legs. This is the center of the thigh. This is pressed down toward the floor. You're going to press the backs of the knees toward the floor. The feet are together. So you're joining the heads of the metatarsals and the big toes and the inner heel. Place your hands next to your hips. If your arms are longer, like Marty's arms, When she has her hands next to her hips, her shoulders raise up. So she has to bring her arms back. But it doesn't mean she's leaning back. She's lengthening. This is called staff pose, Dandasana. So there's a straight line up from the rib cage. So she's releasing her shoulders, lengthening the spine. Take the center of the thigh down, press the backs of the knees down, and actually dig the heels into the floor. So it keeps that leg down. And then inhale your arms up in line with your ears. Extend up, reach up. This is the bottom edge of the shoulder blades. The shoulder blades sit on the back of the rib cage, just like wings. So the bottom part of that shoulder blade comes in, and it allows you to lift from the center of the chest. So you're squeezing the biceps in toward the ears, pressing the thighs down, and straighten your arms. You can see she got her arms straighter. So, and a way to do that is if you straighten the arms from the elbows and reach up through the fingers. Good. And then bring your arms back down to your sides. So still sitting in Dandasana. You can take a belt, you can have a strap, a belt, your husband's tie, anything that's long, and place it around the metatarsals. So widen the elbows and have your feet as if the floor were coming up to touch your feet. So have your foot straight across and lift the chest up in between your bent elbows. Keep lifting up, roll the shoulders back, and keep extending and lifting up from the center of the chest. And you're releasing the shoulders from the ears. Press the backs of the legs down. Look straight ahead. Breathe normally. Good. And then release. And we're going to lie down in Shavasana. So take your blanket and you'll put it at the end of your mat. And you'll lie down and place this blanket right at the back of your head. Bend your knees. Take the top part of your sacrum and move it down toward your feet. Straighten each leg and bring your arms away from the upper portion of your torso. Release your shoulders. Shut your eyes by lowering the top lid down to touch the bottom lid. And just start to feel the pull of gravity as you let go and relax. Keep your attention on your breath. Inhaling, exhaling through the nose. When the mind starts to wander, bring it back firmly to what you're doing. You're lying here, motionless, relax all the muscles, all the tendons. Just go inside and observe. And then when you come out of Shavasana, you slowly open your eyes Rest your hands across your torso. Bend your left leg, roll over on your right side. Keep your head low, turn your torso toward the floor, and come back up to a sitting position. So thank you. Namaste. You can do this series anytime, morning or evening. You want to make sure that you practice on an empty stomach, that you don't eat a full meal 4 hours before you practice. We'll be doing a different set of poses in the next session. You can practice this for the next several weeks, and you can hold the poses longer as well. Thank you.